First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Kawat Abad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Come into thy chambers while the indignation is past. We're going to start off with Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 17. And it reads, Like as a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery is in pain and crieth out in her pangs, so have we been in thy sight, O Lord. And that's talking about those of us of the one-third hope for elect of the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans that have returned back to the Lord. We are crying out, via our prayers. And to pray means to plead with the Lord. So we are pleading with the Lord and hastening the coming of Yahushua to destroy Babylon, America, and to extract us, hopefully extract us, the one-third elect, into the chariot, the big gigantic chariot that Yahushua is on, and to destroy Babylon, America. All right, so that we're like crying out in pain like a woman before her delivery. Verse 18, we have been with child, we have been in pain, we have as it were brought forth when? We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. So we're agonizing in pain, just in general being a Hebrew Israelite as a whole. Okay? The so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are history. The Indians being killed, slaughtered, their land taken. The tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, being brought in slavery, being hung, okay, being cast out on the edges of society, as well as the Latinos. Here in America, Babylon, America, and all around the world, the Hebrew Israelites, okay, we've been going through pain, varying degrees of pain, all right? But in general, the Latinos, so-called blacks and Native Americans, we've been going through pain. Let's read this again, Isaiah 26 and 18. We have been with child, we have been in pain, we have as it were brought forth when? We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. So the inhabitants of the world is talking about Esau, the Edomites, so-called white man, the devil, our adversary, and the other nations of the world that have been involved in us being, where we're at the bottom, okay, that have contributed to us going through pain. So that's speaking of also the so-called Chinese, the Moabites, so-called Africans, the Hamites, so-called Arabs, the Ishmaelites, and other nations as well. But the main top dog, okay, of our persecution and what we've been through, the main enemy is Esau, the Edomites, so-called white man, the devil, our adversary. So we are in pain, looking to be delivered and looking for Esau's kingdom to fall down. And if you've been watching and being circumspect as one of the one-third hope for elect, you can see that time is nigh. That time is coming up on the earth. We're very close to Esau's kingdom falling. He's going down. The curses are being brought upon him and his children. Let's read verse 19, Isaiah 26, verse 19. Thy dead men shall live together with my dead body, shall they rise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in the dust, for thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. So that's speaking of those of us who die in the faith, you see, are going to be raised up into the big gigantic chariot of Yahushua. Okay, matter of fact, those who die in the faith are going to be raised up first. And Isaiah was speaking, thy dead men shall live together with my dead body, because, the prophets knew about reincarnation. So Isaiah, he may be here, or Isaiah may have died in the faith. Okay, but it doesn't matter when Yahushua comes on the day of the Lord. Whoever died in the faith is going to be raised up first before those who are living here on the earth. So let's get a precept for that. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 in verse 13. And it reads, But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. All right, so this is Paul saying, don't have no sorrow for those who are asleep, who died in the faith. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will Yahweh bring with him. So those who died in the faith will be raised up, just as Yahushua died and rose up. And he has the new body. He got the victory over death. So those who died in the faith, they're going to be risen up first before those who are here on earth. So let's get that. Verse 15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. So those who died in the faith, they're going to rise up, just like those who are here that are part of the 130 elect are going to rise up and be beamed up into the big, gigantic fathership in which Yahushua is going to be on. We're all going to be able to fit. Okay, that spaceship is going to be massive. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. So the Lord's going to come down, descend on the day of the Lord with the big, gigantic fathership. All right. Okay, with the trump. Okay, the noise is going to be a lot of noise. All those chariots, you see, the big chariot in which Yahushua is going to be on, and all the chariots with the angels are going to be on. But the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. Verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. All right. So those who are here on the day of the Lord are going to rise up. All right. With those who died in the faith, and we're going to meet each other in the clouds. But those who died in the faith are going to go up first. All right. And the clouds are signifying the chariots of the Lord. Verse 18, wherefore comfort one another with these words. So these words are comforting, encouraging. You see? So we should exhort each other with these words. Those of us who have faith in this word, this truth, who have hearkened back to this truth, who have put off the old man, the old ways, and are doing our best to give full diligence to make our calling and election sure. So let's continue. Let's go back to Isaiah 26, and let's read verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. And indignation is righteous anger. So he's saying, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers. That's talking about the big, gigantic fathership in which Yahushua is going to be on. Okay, it's saying, enter into thy chambers and shut thy doors. All right, so we're going to be able to go into the big, gigantic fathership of Yahushua, and we're going to be able to watch Babylon, America, be destroyed, Lord willing, via nuclear missiles and laser fire from the chariots. So that's why he said, let's read Isaiah 26 and verse 20. Go home, verse 20, the NLT, go home, my people, and lock your doors. Hide yourselves for a little while until the Lord's anger has passed. Well, it doesn't mean that. The NLT does go off sometimes. So we'll stick with Isaiah 26 and 20. Okay, let's read that again, Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast, until the lake of fire dies down from the nuclear missiles and the laser fire from the chariots. Okay, now people reading this who don't have the Spirit, the Rakak Wadash, the Holy Spirit working with them, they'll think it means go into your house, okay, on the day of the Lord until everything dies down. Okay, how will you survive the lake of fire if you're not beamed up into that chariot to watch it, to watch America, Babylon be destroyed? Verse 21. Let's read, let's go to a precept, Isaiah chapter 13, Isaiah chapter 13, as soon as I can find it here. Isaiah chapter 13, let's do verse 4. And it reads, and this is pertaining to the indignation, okay, the righteous anger of the Lord, okay? This is a precept for that. The righteous anger of the Lord will be the nuclear missiles, okay, from Russia and the other nations, hitting Babylon, America, and laser fire from the chariots. And like I said, Babylon, America will be a lake of fire and will be desolate. And if you're not part of the 130 elect of the Hebrew Israelites, you will be destroyed. You will be killed. All right? That includes 2/3 of our people that haven't hearkened to this word, as well as the Edomites, so-called white man, the devil or adversary, and the sons of men, the other nations. Isaiah 13 and 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. So this is talking about the millions of nuclear missiles that are going to be fired up, towards Babylon, America from the other nations. All right? They're going to fire those missiles, you see? So it says here, the Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. So we know the Lord of hosts means the Lord of armies. Yahweh is the Lord of armies, the earthly armies as well as the heavenly armies. So he's guiding everything. The missiles, you see, the heavenly armies, it's to all his doing. All right? So he's called this army together. Verse 5, Isaiah 13, verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So these weapons are coming from all the other nations, Russia, okay, and other nations that have the nuclear capabilities to shoot off missiles towards Babylon, America. And you're going to have the laser fire coming from the chariots of the Most High as well, that are going to be contributing to Babylon, America being desolate in a lake of fire. That's why he said, come into thy chambers while the indignation is past. So the 130 elect is going to be saved out of the destruction of Babylon, America. Point blank. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to, let me go back here. Salakia for that. I went off on the wrong thing there. So Isaiah 26 and 20 again. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. The 1/3 hope for elect being beamed up in a chariot. Hide thyself as if it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpast. Verse 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. So he's coming out of his place via Yahushua and the angels of the Lord with the chariots. Okay, he's going to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquities. Like I said, 2/3 of our people that haven't hearkened to this word, the sons of men, the other nations, and of course Esau, the Edomites, so-called white man, the devil. They're going to be punished for their iniquity. You see? And the earth also shall disclose her blood. All right? It's no longer going to hide those who have been slain, particularly the prophets, the saints, okay, who were heeding this word and who died in the faith. All right? So let's continue. Let's go to Revelation chapter 18. And let's read verse 4. Revelation 18 and verse 4. And it reads, And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So when it's saying, come out of her, my people, that's meaning that the 130 elect is going to be beamed up into the big, gigantic fathership of Yahushua. All right? Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. That's talking about Babylon, America. All right? So it's saying, come out of her via being beamed up, okay, into the big, gigantic fathership, and be not partakers of her sins. Now, the 130 elect, in order to be part of the 130 elect, many are called, few are chosen. You're going to have to endure to the end. You're going to have to do everything to the best of your ability to be perfect. All right? You're going to have faith. You see? So let's continue. Let's go to Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1 to give more of a description on the day of the Lord. So we have Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1, and it reads, For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So if it's saying the day of the Lord shall, burn as an oven, what is that entailing? That's entailing nuclear missiles and laser fire from the chariots. All right? Okay? In order for something to burn like an oven, it's going to have to be massive heat. And those nuclear missiles, they're going to pack massive heat. Okay, let's read verse 2. But unto you that fear my name, see how the name is important, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, shall the Son of Righteousness, that's Yahushai, arise with healing in his wings, in the big gigantic chariot, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Now we know calves, baby calves, all right, like a baby lamb or a baby cow, are known as calves. Okay, they're fattened up with milk, you see, by the mother. So we're being fattened, the 1/3 hopeful elect, just as calves in the stall are being fattened before they're allowed to be let out into the pasture. You see, so the same thing is happening to us now. We're building our faith up. We're reading scriptures. We're doing our best to rehearse the righteous acts. We're doing everything we can to walk in the spirit. So we're being fattened up, you see, and waiting for the day of the Lord in hopes that we're going to be allowed, or we're going to be able to be beamed up as part of the 1/3 elect into the big gigantic fathership. Okay? Let's read this again, Malachi 4 and verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Okay? Beamed up. Getting the new bodies, the victory over death, being in rulership with Yahushai, okay, when he comes down as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, being able to be in rulership over all the other nations. So that's our hope. So on that note, I hope this lesson was edifying to you, and I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Merkah Kodash. Shalom.